along then for round 20 of the 2019 Sony Cup Series schedule. We're here at Kansas. Kansas last year was very dramatic. PJ Williams went on to victory in that race. And if Williams is going to go back-to-back, it's going to be from 28th on the grid. That's where last year's winner of Williams is going to start. We had a big wreck. We had a lot of big wrecks in this race last year. This track went through a little bit of a design down the front straightaway. The barrier, the tracker is a lot wider than what it was last year. And it should allow for these drivers to fan out and to be able to give room and give way and allow lap cars and lead lap cars to be able to get past a lot easier than what it was for last year's event. Coming in this race, Ryan Griffin is on pole. Griffin has won 6 times in the season. He's looking to get win number 7 to tie Nick Mace's record of the most wins in a season. Griffin on pole. He's 40 points behind coming in this race in the championship. He lost a good bit of ground after Dejon Weeks went on to win his 4th race of the season. Weeks will start in 8th as we look through the top 10. How about Jesse Turner up here? He's on the front row, really close to snagging the pole for today's race. Turner looks really quick. Matthew Rodriguez Racing has looked pretty solid. 2 race cars are in the top 10 of that organization. And it is not Eric DeMax that makes up the top 10. It is Luke Martin. Luke Martin in a part-time schedule for Martin Rodriguez Motorsports. They're right up there in the top 10. How about John Arts, qualified 9th here for today's race. A lot of big name drivers up here that qualified well, like Bassinger and Mace in the top 10 too. So we get set and ready to go racing. Dylan Young, Jeffrey Fenguy, they qualified in the 20s, and they're also trying to get something going for the championship hopes. They need to make their way up in this race. It'll be 10 races to go after this one. Kansas, everyone's got their focus here for this half-mile speedway. 100 laps for 150 miles. Ryan Griffin, most wins this season, looking to add another one. However, there's 3 drivers in the top 5 that haven't won this season. Turner, Rodriguez, and Collins. Turner Performance and Horizon Group looking for their first win all year. Matthew Rodriguez looking for his first win as well as a driver. Farther behind, Daniel Bouchard making his first Sony Cup Series start for Cloud9 Racing. The championship battle is about to heat up. Some drivers have been fading away. They need to bounce back. Some drivers are relatively close. They need to make something happen. Ryan Griffin is one of them. The green flag flies. We're racing at Kansas. A great start to the race for Ryan Griffin. He gets a jump. Matthew Rodriguez slots in behind in 2nd place. Jesse Turner not able to get a good jump on the high side. The inside line should be the line to go in, and it should be the preferred line. Griffin leads lap 1. Dylan Schwellenberg's got his hands full. Jeffrey Fenguy, Dylan Young, we mentioned it in the pre-race. They're starting down here around 20th. Look at Eric DeMax sliding up. Made contact with it. Oh, Jeffrey Fenguy not where you want to be. Eric DeMax getting spawned off the bumper of Cody Lamas again. Similar to Richmond, Eric DeMax and Cody Lamas made contact. No love lost from the 5 and the 6 car. Cody Lamas, due to that, has dropped all the way down to 38th position. And further up ahead, Jesse Turner looking to take 2nd back. He does to the inside of Rodriguez. Rodriguez slots back behind. And Dejon Weeks all over the back end of Nick Mace. However, a big crash. Zachary Fitzwater, James Richardson, and TJ Martin all piled in a wreck down in turn 2. Caution flag is out. Here's a replay of the DeMax incident. He slides up right there, nearly 4 wide. Lamas probably could have gave in there a little bit, but he tried to get alongside DeMax, and they were pushing 4 wide already. And DeMax spins through the grass. He'll keep on going. Here's what happened to Fitzwater, Martin, and Richardson. Richardson slides in, and right up in the wall, a heavy lick for Richardson. He just slung it into the wall there when he got hooked with Martin and Fitzwater. And those 3 drivers are going to be out of the running. Well, we're going to get back to the restart. Ryan Griffin will lead Turner, Rodriguez, Weeks, and Mace, the top 5. And out of the race, like we mentioned, it is Richardson, Fitzwater, and TJ Martin. But a little further back, Jake Bassinger trying to get underneath of Nick Mace. Rodriguez is all over the back end of Jesse Turner for 2nd place. Dejon Weeks is there too. Weeks is looking to get third place. Can't quite get it down in turn 3, but further back, Finn Guy was not where he needed to be on that start, and he nearly got collected in an instant there. Rodriguez just up ahead of Finn Guy. They're now into the top 20. I believe they are, at least. Yes, they are. Finn Guy's up in the top 10 now. Nick Mace getting dropped further down the order. He got kicked back, and Turner getting kicked back as well. Rodriguez moved up to second, but as soon as he got up to second, here comes Dejon Weeks. Dejon Weeks bringing Jake Bassinger with him. And the most winning drivers of this season of Finn Guy and Griffin. They're up to first and second. And Jake Bassinger's there too. And here comes second in the championship, Jordan Davis. He's trying to make something happen. To the inside of Bassinger. He moves his way up to third. And here comes the 45 and the 92. Now Acosta has been kick dropped down to about 100 points behind in the championship standings, but Acosta is not going to give up without a fight. He's to the inside of Bassinger. A lot of drivers struggling with grip, as a lot of drivers seems like they are pushing, and they're pushing up the hill, not able to find the grip. And here comes Finn Guy. Finn Guy, he started outside in the top 20. He's in the top 5. He's up to 4th place. He's got a fast race car today. And Dejon Weeks has caught him to the back end of Ryan Griffin. 3 wide off of turn 4, Luke Martin in the 19 car trying to work his way up the running order. Luke Martin, he had a great qualifying effort. He's now moving his way up the order. He's knocking on the door of a top 10. Closes up on the back end of his teammate. Dejon Weeks is looking to the inside of Ryan Griffin. This is for the race lead. And Dejon, YAMP Motorsports, I'm telling you, YAMP Motorsports have looked so good since the summer break to me. And look at Dejon Weeks gonna get put 3 wide by Jordan Davis. Davis contact with Weeks again. It continues to carry over week after week. They're racing each other so hard, they might as well not even be teammates. Jeffrey Finn Guy from 21st on the grid to 2nd place in 12 laps. Jeffrey Finn Guy comes in this race 38 points behind, and he's determined to take back some points. Him and Ryan Griffin are 38 and 40 points behind. Ryan Acosta underneath of Jesse Turner. Up ahead, Finn Guy to the inside of Jordan Davis for the race lead. Some drivers really struggling for grip. It looks like the 92 has a lot of grip out there. He can just sail it off in the corner. No problem. Jeffrey Finn Guy, your new race leader. Nick Mace, Jesse Turner, Jake Bassinger, they're all pushing their way past. Dejon Weeks now. Ryan Acosta in the 45 going after his teammate for 3rd place, but Griffin gonna shut the door. But not this time. Acosta does manage to get the inside there. Is Ryan Acosta still a mathematical championship contender? Well, really he is, but a realistic threat? I don't know. I believe Acosta is a little too far gone in the championship standings. He's going to need a lot of luck in these final 10 races after this one if he's going to make anything happen. But the front 2 are getting away just a little bit. Here comes Jordan Davis back to the inside of Jeffrey Finn Guy. Jordan Davis looking for his 2nd win of the year. It's surprising to me that Jordan Davis hasn't won more than he has, but only 1 win back at Talladega. And the wins are kind of lacking in his favor. And Jordan Davis has been very determined in these last few races to try and gain the championship back. And Jeffrey Finn Guy and Ryan Acosta, they look very quick in their dodges so far. And Finn Guy going to go back to the inside of Jordan Davis. And he's going to slide job that 1 car and take that position away. And Ryan Acosta in the 45 car going to take 2nd away from Davis. He lost a lot of momentum when Finn Guy slid up in front of him. Jake Bassinger's there in 4th. Nick Mace has a lot of race cars behind him. He's in 5th place, but Griffin and Weeks side by side for 6th. But as soon as Ryan Acosta moved his way right up into 2nd place, Jordan Davis said not so fast, cuts right back to the inside and takes that position back away. And Jordan Davis looking really quick, and we think we've seen some contact between Ryan Griffin and Dejon Weeks down in turn 1. Griffin's going to get this position back away from Dejon Weeks. But these drivers in the championship battle have been racing each other a lot harder each week, and it's going to continue to build up as the rest of the year unfolds. But looking a little further back, the race for the top 10 position. Right now, Luke Martin holds the final top 10 spot. He's going after Jesse Turner. A great run for the 19 crew. He's underneath of Jesse Turner. Dylan Young needs to try and get a good finish this afternoon. He's in 11th with Kyle Collins behind him. But the race for second is still unfolding. Ryan Acosta in pursuit of that first win in about 2 years. Jake Bassinger, he hasn't won all this season. It's been about a year for him since he's found victory lane. A lot of drivers up here have not won a race in quite some time. Acosta gets very close to the back end, but not enough to be able to move the one car out of the way. Nick Mace holds fifth. Dejon Weeks has gotten back ahead of Ryan Griffin. Griffin has failed down the order some. Weeks working on Nick Mace there, trying to get into the top 5. And here he comes. Dejon Weeks gonna give the bumper to Nick Mace, and Mace kind of moved over a little bit anyway. And Nick Mace doesn't look as quick as the 38 car. The YAMP Motorsports car blasts his way down into turn 3 and will move up into 5th place. Kyle Collins getting racy. He's trying to get back in the top 10. How about Jesse Turner? Whoa, what a move by Jesse Turner to the inside. They're door-to-door, 3 wide there. That is for the final place in the top 10. Turner from 12th up to 10th in one corner. Jake Bassinger underneath of Ryan Acosta. That's going to be 3rd place given to the Georgia native, and Bassinger up another position. But Ryan Acosta goes right back underneath of Jake Bassinger, takes that position away. Dejon Weeks trying to click off some fast lap times to run them leaders down. Luke Martin is up in the 6th place. A very strong run by this 19 car this afternoon. Luke Martin continuing to prove that he is a great driver in the series. 20 wins to his name, 5 times a runner-up in the championship. He is up to 6th place. After spinning through the grass, Eric DeMax is trying to run the leaders down. He's got a fast Camry to the inside of Doug Lockrow, and that will be another position gain for him. DeMax is up in the top 20. Some drivers a little further back, the Mace Enterprises cars of Sean Harpel and Cody Lamas are struggling just a little bit, 22nd and 23rd. Zayden Davidson racing John Art just outside of the top 20 as well. Jack Callett continuing to have solid momentum in the season, so he's working to try and get to the top 25. Caleb Hoffman, he had to go to the rear of the field after a grid penalty for him. He hasn't really made any gains at all, racing Don Capps for the 31st spot. Jordan Fisher is racing Chris Dodd. That is a position for the 17th spot. He's got the hometown hero with DJ Curtis to deal with as well. Curtis going up high, trying to find any grip up there, but nothing there for the 8 car. He had to try something, but Dodd continuing to run in his usual spot that he usually has ran all season, coming off a 2nd place finish. A lot of hope was for the Dodd to try and run in the top 10 like his teammates. Look at Jordan Fisher, gonna move him out of the way. Bobby Jones, Dylan Schwellenberg, and Will Lewis have been racing pretty hard in this race as well, from 14th through 16th. They're racing to try and get a top 15th position and trying to get up there and race for the top 10. Side by side for the 5th position, Luke Martin. Very surprising to see Luke Martin going underneath of Dejon Weeks. And Luke Martin for Martin Rodriguez Motorsports goes right underneath of him, and Luke Martin up to 5th. Jesse Turner has joined this battle for 5th place, and Turner throws his Ford down the inside of Dejon Weeks, looking to get something going here for Turner. Jesse Turner and Turner Performance all around, especially the 17 and the 97, have really picked up a bunch of steam lately. Bassinger looked very good at Darlington. They could have won that race if things went their way. It wasn't meant to be. Bassinger's up to 4th. Turner trying to get in the top 5. Dejon Weeks, the inside of Martin there, couldn't quite do anything with him there. Dejon Weeks to the inside of Luke Martin. Looks like he's going to be able to get this position back away. Side by side with the 19 Camry. Luke Martin, the highest running Toyota car. Really strong for him as Matthew Rodriguez has fell out of the top 10. Martin really carrying the torch for the team, this part-time car. And he gets shuffled out a little bit out of the groove there. Dejon Weeks up to 5th. Turner now up to 6th. Matthew Rodriguez trying to go back underneath of Kyle Collins, and he will. Rodriguez is back into the top 10 for today's race. We're closing up on halfway in today's race. Lap 47 of 100. Pit stops will be coming up shortly. About a 2nd gap from 1st to 2nd. Jeffrey Fenguy over Jordan Davis, Ryan Acosta, and Jake Bassinger. Fenguy has yet to win this season. He's trying to gain ground in the championship and try and keep his title hopes alive. And it's been very surprising to see Fenguy Saitomi Motorsports be this strong this season and be this solid, but this Nintendo team looking to be determined to get wins and fight for a title. Fengai continue to lead the way. Halfway in the race, and we got a change for second place. Ryan Acosta, he's not giving up hope either. He's very good at saving his tires. Ryan Acosta is. He's won at tracks like this before by saving his stuff and having it later in the run. Acosta now up to second place, and Davis has his hands full for third, but he should be able to hold off Bassinger if Bassinger doesn't throw it up on the inside there. And Bassinger trying to drive it in deep just like I thought he would and muscle his way up to third. Zayden Davidson further back, side by side, roughs up Eric DeMax. Whoa, nearly some contact there. That was a battle for 20th to try and get in the top 20. And DJ Curtis says, thank you very much. I'll take 20th there. And Curtis up another position. First round of pit stops are going on. Luke Martin in the 19. One of the first of the leaders to come down pit road. DJ Curtis pitted a lap earlier than Martin in the 8 car, and he was back down in midfield. So DJ Curtis is going to get a jump on his competitors. Jeffrey Fengai with the undercut on his competition. He's not even going to allow anybody to get that opportunity to try and make up any ground on him. And Fengai on pit road. And possibly a real good strategy here. The undercut usually works a lot for these drivers. And Dejon Weeks, same lap with Fengai, is on pit road. Now, a lot of the leaders are finally in a lap later. While pit stops are cycling out. Jeffrey Fengai has about 4 seconds on Ryan Acosta. Fengai looks really good here at Kansas. If a caution doesn't come out, but Acosta there second. Third, Davis. Fourth, Luke Martin. Undercutting for him was a good move for him. He moved up the order. Dejon Weeks is in fifth, and Jake Bassinger had a really poor pit stop. He's down to 6th place. 7th, Jesse Turner. 8th is Ryan Griffin. 9th is Nick Mace. And 10th is Matthew Rodriguez. Jordan Davis to the inside of Ryan Acosta. Gonna try and take second back away. And Acosta and Davis have been racing each other a lot this race for that second place since Fengai checked out. But can any of these guys challenge Fengai in the closing laps? Dejon Weeks has made his way around Luke Martin pitting just a little bit earlier, may be hurting him as the run goes on. Not sure, but Martin has dropped down to 5th place. Don't look back now. Jordan Davis has cut the gap down to about 3.5 seconds. It was 4. Jordan Davis is going to give it all it's worth. It's impressive to me that tire wear falls off as quick as it does, because Luke Martin undercutting was not what it probably was the best call. Luke Martin loses 5th place to Ryan Griffin. While undercutting usually is the best call with pit strategy, it doesn't seem like that's being the case right now, as many drivers that did pit early are really struggling as the run goes on. Fengai trying to put up some good laps right now, but Davis continues to cut into the gap, and he had lap traffic to deal with there. So Davis is hot on the heels and trying to chase down the 92. The gap is down to 3 seconds. I think that Jordan Davis and his crew made great adjustments and did the great call there. I don't think anyone would have believed that staying out a lap or two later would have paid dividends, but it has. And Jordan Davis continues to cut into that gap, and there it is, 2/10 that lap quicker than Jeffrey Fengai. Dejon Weeks was one of the leaders that pitted a little bit early in pit stops there. Griffin stayed out a little longer. He's on top of Dejon Weeks right now, but Weeks has got lap traffic to deal with, and he's defending very well so far. But as we look a little further back, the Turner cars side by side. Jesse Turner trying to get 6th away. He will there very easily. And Luke Martin, call for him to pit early has not worked in his favor. He is down to 8th. And Ryan Griffin down at turn 3 has got around Dejon Weeks, and he's up to 4th place. I think Jeffrey Fengai has been told to get on it. Fengai may have been saving his tires a little bit now because he has brought it back up a little bit. The gap is not shrinking anymore. Fengai, even though he is in the middle of lap traffic, Jordan Davis is in clean air. So I would expect Davis to still be clicking off some good laps, but maybe Jordan Davis is burning up his tires a little bit. As the gap, is it closing or shrinking? It stays about the same there. So Jeffrey Fengai continuing to do what he has to do to try and close out this one. Nick Mace underneath of Luke Martin. That is for 8th place. Nick Mace very quiet today, but he's going to have another solid run. And it's crazy to think after this race, only 10 more races to go until Nick Mace steps away from the sport. And he continues to show that he still has it, running in the top 10, even though Mace Enterprises has not had that strong of a year. Well, they've won a couple times, but Nick Mace has not had the best year. Even though he is running solid in the top 10 week in and week out. Ryan Griffin has ran down Ryan Acosta, and Griffin closing in this race just like he needs to. And you might want to look out for Griffin. The laps are ticking away, about 10 laps to go, but he is catching Jordan Davis, who is catching Jeffrey Fengai, and Griffin up into 3rd place. Ryan Griffin is on a charge here on the back end of Jordan Davis, and Griffin gonna take 2nd away, and he's gonna have his eyes on Jeffrey Fengai. With 5 laps to go, actually 6 to go, the gap has shrunk a lot. Fengai's pace is drained. Ryan Griffin looking to steal it away here. Ryan Griffin, he has come out of nowhere and is looking to take this victory away. Ryan Griffin has done this so many times this year. Daniel Bouchard gets out of the way. Eric Tamax a lap car. That is all that separates Griffin from the race lead. With 5 laps remaining, it is less than a second now. Ryan Griffin has done this so many times where he doesn't lead any laps until the very end and takes the victory. He is closing. He is looking to try and tie Nick Mace's win record in a season. Trying to get his 7th win. He is into the picture now. Closing down the leader of Jeffrey Fengai. Johnny Gardner is in the way. Griffin to the inside here of Johnny Gardner, trying to get him out of the way. And Jeffrey Fengai's gonna be a sitting duck. Coming back to the line, it'll be 3 laps to go. Jeffrey Fengai has absolutely dominated this race this afternoon, and it'd be a shame if he couldn't close it out. But Griffin has got such a faster race car. Griffin pitted late, and it looks like it's gonna pay off to the inside of Jeffrey Fengai for the lead with 3 laps to go. Ryan Griffin side by side, door to door, and Ryan Griffin in the Little Caesars Dodge takes the lead from Jeffrey Fengai. Unbelievable. Ryan Griffin puts his teammate of Chris Dodd a lap down. Dodd is in 15th. The white flag flies one more time around for Griffin. Ryan Griffin won his first ever Sony Cup Series race here, beating Nick Mace. And that was a rise to glory for Ryan Griffin, his first win. And down the back straightaway, looking to tie Nick Mace for the most wins in a season at 7 wins out of 20 races. What a season it has been for Griffin. He's going to gain 10 points on the point leader of Dajon Weeks, the championship leader. And Ryan Griffin takes the checkered flag over Jeffrey Fengai. Ryan Griffin takes the victory here at Kansas. And it was all came down to strategy. Staying out late in the run was the winning move. Ryan Griffin and his team chose to leave him out there a little longer, and it paid off. Ryan Griffin is victorious. Jeffrey Fengai again, 2nd place. But he will gain on the championship leaders as well. That is something to take away. The strong run that was Fengai today, that is not to be taken away from. Very disappointing to see the race win slip between his grasp today. Jeffrey Fengai came so close. Fengai, man, what a dominating performance. He led over 90 laps out of 100. Griffin cuts the point lead gap for him from 40 points to 30. Griffin is now 30 points behind the championship leader. And Jeffrey Fenguy is now 32 points behind Dejon Weeks. Jordan Davis will leave this race 11 behind, I believe. Ryan Acosta also gains, but he came in this race about 2 races behind anyway. Turner Bassinger 6th and 7th. Nick Mason 8th. Luke Martin and Matthew Rodriguez make up the top 10. You can't help but feel heartbroken for Jeffrey Fenguy today. He comes home in 2nd place, but a great result and great performance by the team nonetheless as they continue to fight. And Griffin, his crew, phenomenal strategy to get him in victory lane. He was really nowhere for most of the race, but he is the winner. Griffin was nowhere near the best car, and he looked like he was probably an 8th place car all day. But a little bit of help by the pit crew to adjust on that race car, and also pit strategy to be faster late in the run, helped that 43 car to victory lane. He ties Nick Mace for the most wins in a season. Can he beat him now? 7 wins out of 20. What a great year it's been for him. Let's get you to our finishing results and standings after round 20.